there, my name is Kelly Dale and I'm owner of Off the Beaded Path, which is located in Forest City, North Carolina. We're going to get back to our technique series today, and we're going to be working out of the Mastering Beadwork book by Carol Cypher, and we're going to be working on page 101, which is the Spiraling Fire-Polished Rope Lariat. So the pattern is actually for the lariat, but I'm actually going to be doing a bracelet for my version because, to be honest with you, spiral stitch drives me crazy. But I think it's something that we all need to learn how to do. So, for today's project, you're going to need a size 8 seed bead. That is going to be the core, or the middle, of our spiral. You're going to need a size 11 seed bead, which will go on each side of your 4mm round. And, as you guessed it, you're going to need a 4mm round. Now, you can use Swarovski, you can use Preciosa, check glass, faceted, anything that you want to use, you can use, as long as it's 4mm for this specific pattern. Now, to do the lariat, you'll want to get the book and look at the full pattern because it does add fringe on the end of it. And you can purchase the book either by going to our website or by going to Carol's website, which is located at the very beginning of this video. You're also going to need for the project some 4-pound to 6-pound fire line and 1 needle. So get your materials together and we'll get started. For the project today, I'm going to be using a size 8 seed bead that is a bronzy, like metallic-y bronze color. I'm going to be using metallic gold iris size 11s, and I'm going to be using a metallic gold 4mm faceted round bead. Now, when you're in the pattern, when you read the pattern, A is your size 11s, B is your size 8s, and C is your fire polished or your 4mm, whatever you choose to use. It's important to note that if you do the lariat, you're going to need about 400 of these. It just depends really on the length that you like to make it. But me personally, I'm going to do a bracelet, so I figure I'm probably going to need about 150 to 200 for the spiral. So the first thing that we're going to do, I actually have 4 yards of fire line on my needle, and the reason being is when you're doing spiral stitch, it's so much easier to just use all your thread at once instead of having to add on. So if you can deal with that much thread, that is the best to try and do. So I'm going to start out and I'm going to pick up 4 color B, that's my size 8s, 1A, 1C, and 1A. So I have 4 size 8 seed beads, 1 size 11, and 1 4mm, and 1 size 11. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see better here. There we go. Okay, it tells us to pass through the 4B again. So I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to leave myself, I'd say about a 8 to 12 inch tail, enough that when I get done I can have enough thread to go back and add my closure. And it says to pass through the 4B again. So from the tail, I'm going to come right back through those 4 B's, which are my size 8 seed bead. And I like to hold those in place and pull. And so that way I don't get them too messed up as far as which is which. So that's what you'll have. And it says push the segment to one side. Choose either side but stick with it. So when you're looking straight on at it, your 4mm round will be right in front of you. And you can either take and turn that 4mm to the left or to the right. Now, me being right-handed, it's just easier for me to push them to the left as I work. But if you're left-handed, it may be easier to push those segments of beads to the right. Just know that whichever way you go, that's the way your spiral will go. So if you put them to the left, your spiral will go to the left. If you put them to the right, your spiral will go to the right. Number 2 says add 1 bead to the base and a segment with each step. It says pick up 1 base bead, which is your B, and a segment, which is an A, a C, and an A. So an 11, a 4mm, and an 11. And it says push the new beads close to the work. Pass through the top 4 base beads, which is the top 3 size 8s of the work, and the new size 8. So simply stated, I'm going to pull these down. And I'm going to take my needle, and it says to go through the top 4 base beads. So the one that I just added will be the 4th one. Then 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to take the needle, and from the tail, I'm going to go through the top 3 base beads, and then through the one I just added, which would be the 4th bead. And I'm going to pull the needle all the way through. And just as I did a minute ago, I'm going to take this new segment and I'm going to turn it to the left. And make sure I get a good grip on it here so that I can keep doing what I'm doing. And now it says repeat until the rope measures your desired length. So we pick up 1B, which is a size 8, then 1A, which is an 11, a C, which is our 4mm round, and an A, which is our size 11. We drop these down to the base. So again, the one I just added would be considered the 4th bead. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Maybe you can see it just a little bit better on these counts. So the one I just added is the 4th. And then I'm going to count back 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go from the tail up. I'm going to go through those 3. And then that one I just added, which will be the 4th one. And pull. And then I'm going to turn that segment that I just did, turn it to the left. And you're just going to keep continuing this, which would be an 8, an 11, a 4mm, and an 11. We're going to drop the beads we just picked up down to our base. The one I just added is considered number 4. So 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to come through the 3 top beads and then through the one I just added. And I'm going to pull it through. And again, pushing that segment to the left. So as you can see, I'm already starting to get a really pretty spiral with my beads. So you're going to keep on doing this until you get the desired length that you want, either for a necklace or a bracelet.